tap that to my heart. Won't you tap that so I can start? Yeah, tap that.
Greetings, Love Posse. Welcome to our channel. Thank you to all our returning subscribers. Thank you to our new subscribers. If you are here today and you're just dipping your toe in the water, please consider subscribing to our channel. All of you here, please help me to grow this channel by liking, sharing, and of course, subscribing. I greatly appreciate you. So, some of you may have noticed my intro. Let me explain. So, I am a tapping practitioner, as many of you know. Some of you have asked me in the past to do some tapping videos, which I have. That reminds me, if you have any suggestions, any ideas, anything in particular that you would like me to address in a video, please post it down in the comments. I'm happy to provide you with what you want to know about and what you need to help in your personal and spiritual growth and development. So back to the tapping intro. I have my little Tapping with Tyffany logo and my Tap That song. That's because I'm also the author of I actually written 5 tapping books, but I only have 3 on the market. So I have really channeled 3 self-help tapping books. My first book, Tap That. My spiritual tapping grief book, Tap That Too, Healing the Death Trauma. And my children's tapping book about bullying, Tap Tap, Tracy's Hair, God Made It Special. So I channeled these books along with the other 2, and I am selling those books on my website. You will see the website address throughout this video. You just go to shop, you can purchase one of my books. I know we are boycotting Amazon, at least I am. My books are sold on Amazon, but I've moved my books to my website because I'm boycotting Amazon. Also, if you are new here, my name is Tyffany Howard, and I create content that supports, cultivates, and enhances our personal and spiritual growth and development. So before we get to today's message, we're going to do some breath work again, not as extensive as we have been doing. So we're simply going to take 3 deep breaths to clear the air, to release, overwhelm, stress, fear, any toxic energy, heavy gray energy that you may be holding in your body. Okay, just follow along with me. Do what you can and do what you want to do. Do what's best for you always. So let's begin. 3 deep breaths. And just follow along. First deep breath, in, out. Second deep breath, breathing in, breathing out. Third deep breath, remember breathing in with your abdomen, breathing out. A lot of people breathe with their chest, but we want to breathe from our abdomen, from our stomach. Okay, sit with that for a bit. I want to sit with that because that has shifted some energy and it feels good. It feels good. It's rejuvenating. I don't know, it brings in this energy and I feel like a kid. Okay, so now to today's message. So today's message, embracing uncertainty, how to find peace in the unknown. Allow me to repeat it. Embracing uncertainty, how to find peace in the unknown. I want to share with you, many of you may already be aware of this. I only talk about things that I have lived. I teach, I educate about what I've experienced, what I know about. I was a licensed practicing attorney. And around my 14th year in that profession, I, number one, made $250,000. Number two, I went through a dark night of the soul. And while experiencing the dark night of the soul, I almost committed suicide. I was chronically depressed. Well, I'm here, so I didn't commit suicide. But what came out of that was I realized that I was having an unconscious moment, so I didn't kill myself. And then I was guided to embark on a spiritual quest, not knowing where I was going, what I was going to do, how I was going to feed myself, where I was going to live. I didn't know any of this. It was the unknown. I didn't know what was going to become of me. That's uncertainty. That's big uncertainty. Not only that, at that time, my Audi was repossessed, so I didn't have a car. I was experiencing homelessness. And I experienced homelessness for 4 years. My mama had to buy me a 1993 Dodge Dakota. So what I'm telling you is I have been through uncertain times. Out there, not knowing whether I was going to live, how I was going to live. So this topic today, embracing uncertainty, how to find peace in the unknown, I know about. Now, you're going to see me look down because I've taken some notes and I want to make sure I'm clear and I'm focused. So please excuse me because this is important to me. We are living in uncertain times, not only here in the United States, but around the world. I checked my analytics. I know that there are people all over the world who have subscribed to this channel. So I'm speaking to all of you, my spiritual human family. Uncertainty is the only constant in this world. Uncertainty, change, is inevitable. We can't stop it. We can't do away with it. It's constant. And uncertainty and change tends to create feelings, emotions of anxiety and fear of the unknown, stress, and we tend to resist uncertainty, the unknown, and change, and foolishly try to control it. We can't control it. Uncertainty and change are inevitable. Resistance is futile. Uncertainty is a natural constant that appears daily in both our personal and professional lives. So if it's constant, inevitable, and resistance is futile, what can we do? I've learned that the best thing that we can do, what I did, and again, I can only speak from my experience, the best thing that we can do is to reframe uncertainty, reframe change, reframe our perspective of uncertainty and change, and look at it as an opportunity for personal growth, for spiritual growth. Uncertainty is a gateway for growth. If we can see it that way, even if we can't, it is still a gateway for growth. And by embracing these challenges, we can step outside of our comfort zone. We can see uncertainty as a source of creativity, as an opportunity for us to push our limits and discover new possibilities. When I was experiencing homelessness for those 4 years, during that period of uncertainty and unknown, I used it as an opportunity for personal and spiritual growth. That's when I learned my psychic gifts, my spiritual gifts. It was amazing. And during that time, that was a benefit, which I'm going to talk about later. But during that time, I used that time to create all the books, the tapping books that I channeled. These are 3, but they're actually 5. I had a poetry book, and then I co-wrote a book, Tap into Transformation, the spirit, body, and mind connection with Sandra Kimler, my best friend at the time. But that was a time of creativity for me. New possibilities emerged. I was also an international speaker, and yes, most of the time I was living in my car, but I would go to Starbucks and clean up. I asked my mother for $50 so I can get a membership at the local community center so I could work out and take a shower. I used that time also to speak, to educate, to continue to help people with their own personal and spiritual development. I spoke at Natural Grocers as a mental and physical health practitioner. I remember I spoke in Sedona, in Phoenix, in Tempe, in Tucson, and one other place. I wrote poetry. I wrote, if you ever heard of inspiremetoday.com, go to that website, look up luminaries, and enter my name. I wrote 2 articles during that time. I was so creative. So reframe the uncertainty and see it as an opportunity for personal and spiritual growth. So, what are some practical tools? Before we get to that, I just saw, also when you reframe uncertainty, see it as an opportunity to let go of the need to control and replace the need to control with trusting the process of life. Trusting that what you are speaking about, thinking about, and taking action on, you will create. Now, I note here, everything that we speak with words, that we do in terms of our deeds, that we think about with our thoughts, we create, both healthy and unhealthy. My suggestion, focus on the healthy. Because if you reflect, you will see in your life, reflect over your life, you will see that things that you have thought about, you've spoke about, you've acted upon, you've created. Our consciousness projects our thoughts, our words, our deeds, and manifests our reality in our physical consciousness, our physical orbit. Okay. So, practical tools for navigating uncertainty. Mindfulness. We must learn to be present and accept the present moment. Accept the change that's happening in the present moment. Accept the present uncertainty and unknown. We must learn to be comfortable with discomfort. We must learn to embrace the unknown and accept that it is an opportunity for learning. So, how do we embrace discomfort? How do we stay present and accept the present moment? Here's some things that I did when I was experiencing homeless and what I still do in this forever changing cosmic dream simulation. I take walks in nature. So when I was experiencing homelessness, sometimes I slept in strip malls, sometimes I slept in the forest, and sometimes I'd go and I'd park in the parking lot of a park, and I had my fur baby, Chief Justice, and I go take walks. As I told you, I received $50 from my mother, so I got a gym membership, and I go to the gym, right? Working out calms me. It helps me physically and mentally. So I go work out like at 5 in the morning. And that helped me to stay mentally present, physically healthy. Walking in the park, I would do that often. Breath work, I would constantly just breathe, go back to the breath. Always go back to the breath. Brings you back in the present moment. I would tap, 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 tap. I would write in my journal, releasing the energy, the fear, the worry, the stress, the sadness, all of that, all the concern of experiencing, dealing with, coping with uncertainty and the unknown. And one of my favorite things to do is to just go outside and look up, look up, look up at what we call Father Sky, because we are interconnected with nature. Father Sky is a projection of our consciousness. And just by looking up, we're connected. And it soothes us. It brings us back to the present moment. You can also meditate, right? Do yoga, right? Movement, creative expression. These are tools and techniques to help you to navigate uncertainty, because as I said earlier, uncertainty creates anxiety and fear and stress and resistance. And these tools that I just mentioned help to lessen, to relieve anxiety and fear and stress and worry. We must learn to develop resistance and build coping mechanisms and emotional intelligence during these uncertain times. And those tools that I listed that I still use and used while I was experiencing homelessness, definitely helped me to build resistance, definitely increased my emotional and increased and enhanced my emotional intelligence. I can move through anything because I move through my discomfort of experiencing homelessness. Imagine how my ego was experiencing that death of having money. I had 3 houses. Like I said, I was driving an Audi. It was repossessed. All the uncertainty, all the things that I created. Slowly, I was releasing, moving into this period of uncertainty and the unknown. And here I am to share it with you. You can do this. What are some benefits to moving through the discomfort of uncertainty, to facing uncertainty, to accepting that uncertainty and change are inevitable and resistance is futile? Oh boy, the benefits are great. Increased adaptability and flexibility. Boy, I'm like a ninja, okay? You're gonna feel like a ninja moving through uncertainty. You're building mental and spiritual and emotional muscles by facing the uncertainty and unknown, facing the change and having the courage to move through it one step at a time, one moment at a time, breathing through it, journaling through it, drawing through it, moving through it, humming, singing through it, dancing through it, walking in nature through it, tapping through it, crying through it. Oh, I cried so much. I cried so much. For a year of those 4 years, every day I wanted to kill myself. I had a support system. My best friend, she called me from Australia every single day. I hope you have a friend like that in your life. I hope you have a support system. Support each other. That's how we move through. That's one of the tools I didn't mention. That's one of the tools. Community. Community helps us move through, helps us to face uncertainty, the unknown. More benefits of moving through uncertainty. Enhanced problem solving. Thinking out of the box. Finding creative solutions. Oh my goodness. Oh, like I said, I was like a ninja. You definitely build problem-solving skills and come up with creative solution. I didn't have money. If my mom didn't send me any money, or stranger or someone I knew didn't give me some money, send me some money, I had to find creative ways. I had to do things I didn't know about so that I could eat. I didn't know about those what are they called? Those food places, places where food banks. I had no idea about food banks. I had to find the nearest food bank and figure out how to get there and go in there and sign paperwork and learn their rules and get there. It was traumatizing for me. The first time I went to a food bank, I broke down in hysterical in tears. And the lady helping me, she just kept telling me the rules. You can get 7 pounds of carrots. Make sure you bring your bag the next time. And I'm thinking, what is she? She has no empathy. But actually, she brought me back to the present moment because she was present. While I was hysterical, she was calm and present. And that brought me back. I'm like, oh, Tyffany, you're having an unconscious moment, okay? I just went, got my carrots and all the other stuff. You see, I had to navigate. I had to learn where I could get water for free. Like I said, I had to learn where I could take a shower other than going into Starbucks and wiping off and brushing my teeth. You know, I had to learn where I can sleep at night in the forest. I had to figure out what to do with my time during the day. Oh boy. Yeah. Another benefit of uncertainty, you learn to cultivate gratitude. You learn to appreciate the unknown and unexpected. I can tell you, I appreciate uncertainty. I appreciate the unknown and unexpected, because now I see it as, oh boy, okay, I've learned how to do this. So I know how to get through this current time of uncertainty because I've been through it so many times. Right now, I'm a pro. I'm going to say it again. This is my third time. I'm like an uncertainty ninja. You know, I'm like, boom, boom, I can do this and do that. And I'm happy because I've built resilience. I've built my muscles, my uncertainty muscles. And it doesn't faze me. I'm just like, oh, I see it as an opportunity for personal and spiritual growth, an opportunity to come up with creative solutions, an opportunity for new possibilities. And for me, it's exciting. Yeah, I know that's odd, but for me, it's exciting because I've been through it. And I understand that it is so beneficial because I've reframed it. And finally, you can live a life of purpose in times of uncertainty. How? Uncertainty provides, I've said this word before, opportunity. Uncertainty provides us with an opportunity to define our values. It helps us to realize what truly matters in the face of uncertainty. When I was sleeping in my 1993 Dodge Dakota truck in the forest, I got clear on what truly mattered to me. Social media didn't matter, but it helped me because of the growth, personal and spiritual growth, and the lessons I learned during that time about life, about myself, about other people. One of my lessons, I had to work through shame and guilt. I had to post on Facebook and tell people on my Facebook page, which included lawyers I worked with, judges I worked with, some of my clients when I was a lawyer, family, that I was experiencing homelessness. I had to move through that, the shame. My ego was just going through so much death. I learned that I had so much courage and strength. Now I don't give a damn what people say about me because I had to go through that because I knew what was important. I learned during that time what was important and meaningful. And I was rewarded by walking through that discomfort. People sent me money. I got a place to stay. I became stronger, more confident. Boy, learn not to care about what people think. Yep. Also, during this time, living a life of purpose, doing uncertainty, you can set intentions and goals for your life. Ask yourself, what is it that you want to achieve during this time of uncertainty? You can find your sense of purpose and discover what your unique contribution or contributions are to the world. I did. I found out what my unique contributions are to the world. And this is my contribution to help you, to help others who want to grow personally and spiritually, who need help navigating uncertain times, the unknown. I had a purpose. I was meant to go through that. I created it so that I can sit here now and help you embrace uncertainty and find peace in the unknown. I found peace in the unknown. You can find peace in the unknown. Learn to reframe it. See it as an opportunity for personal and spiritual growth, an opportunity to grow your emotional intelligence, an opportunity for creative problem solving, an opportunity to find out who you are, to discover what your purpose is, and to live that purpose. And one of the greatest things I learned, moving through the discomfort, moving through the uncertainty, is that I had the ability to respond because I didn't shut down. I didn't go into pity. Everything that came up for me, I moved through it because I had the will and the courage and the strength. Not everyone's designed for this, but you're here today watching this video. You're here on this channel. You have called this in. You have attracted this content because you are designed to move through the uncertainty with courage, with grace, with dignity. I'm proud of you. I love you. We can do this together. Embracing uncertainty. You've got this, Love Posse. Thank you for your time. Peace and love to and for all sentient beings.